For this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to analyze graphs or functions using a TI Nspire Calculator. Some of the things that we're going to look at in the analysis, we're going to look at finding the zeros, finding the maximums, finding the minimums, and then setting an appropriate viewing window to be able to see all those in the graph. So the first thing we need to do is open up a graph page. There's two quick ways of doing it. You can select the home button, select graphs down at the bottom of the page. This will add a new graph page, or from the current document you're in, just hit Control plus Page and select the second option, Add Graphs. From here, we're going to type in our function. Now I don't have one, so we're just going to make one up for this example, and I'm going to use the function for x cubed plus 8x squared minus 3x plus 3. As you can see from this, the entire graph is not visible. We do have a zero somewhere in here, we have a minimum somewhere in there, but we're not able to see the maximum. So the first thing I want to go over is how to adjust the viewing window to be able to see the maximum. Anytime you need to change the viewing window, you're going to go to Menu, Window Zoom, and then there's a bunch of options here. I'm just going to go over some that are commonly used, not all of them. The first one, Window Settings. This will allow you to manually change your X minimum, X maximum, Y minimum, Y maximum. This is helpful when you know what your window is or know what you need to be looking at or what the range is going to be. In this situation, I'm not going to choose it because we're not quite sure where that maximum's at. The next option is Zoom Box. This will allow you to click and drag a box around a specific area and it'll zoom in on that. The third option, Zoom In, it just zooms in. Third option, or fourth option, Zoom Out. You can select an area and zoom out. The only other two I'm going to go through are the fifth option. This is Zoom Standard. This will reset your graphing screen back to what the default setting, so where we currently are. And then the A option down here, Zoom Fit. What this will do is the calculator will automatically pick a window that it thinks is appropriate for the function. Sometimes this can be helpful to see everything, but sometimes the calculator will miss things. So just because you choose Zoom Fit doesn't necessarily mean you're getting the best viewing window. Now I'm just going to choose Zoom Out. And I'm going to select my center to be somewhere up here, and with that option I now can see the zero, the maximum, and the minimum. Make sure you hit escape to get out of that, otherwise next time you click on your window it's going to zoom out again. Notice right now I've got my function here, it's kind of in the way. So if you move your cursor over it and get that open hand, all you have to do is hit the center button or the mouse button and click and drag, and you can move it to wherever you want. Alright, so we've got that out of the way. Now the zeros, the maximum and minimums are all found the same way, and all those options are in the same location. What you'll do is you go to Menu, Analyze Graph, and notice we have zero, minimum, maximum. You can also do an intersection of two lines. So I'm going to choose the zero. The calculator asks for a lower bound, so lower we know would be to the left, so I go to the left of the zero. Doesn't matter how far, I can be close or far away. And then I want to move to the right for the upper bound, and it gives me my zero right there. Now again, you can click and drag and move that so you can read it better. We do the same thing for the minimum and maximum. You go to Menu, Analyze Graph, Minimum, as for the lower bound, then the upper bound, and it found my minimum. And I'm going to do the same thing to get the maximum. Ask for the lower bound, so I go past to the left. Max upper bound, I go to the right, and there is the coordinate of the maximum. Hopefully you found this tutorial helpful, and if there's any other suggestions or comments or any other tutorials you think would be helpful, please let me know.